Hi guys, this is Jason here. I'm the piano faculty at Nathaniel School of Music, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about chord inversions, how they can help you as a piano player uh, as well as a musician. And the thing about chord inversions is it should apply to even a non-piano player. You could be a guitar player or a bass guitar player or anyone using chords, really. It should help anyone out there. So I'm first going to talk about what an inversion is, how to form it, and then we are going to move into some advantages of inversions, how it can aid your technique as well as your musicianship. And then I have prepared a few exercises which I use a lot for my practice, and I'm going to share that with you guys as well in this tutorial. So let's get started. Let's first talk about what an inversion is and how you can form it. I'm going to be using the piano, but like I said, you can try doing it on your respective instruments. So uh, before we start this tutorial, you guys have to probably be aware of your major and your minor chords. There are 12 of each. So do brush up on those if you are not sure of the major and minor triads. So let's get started. I'm going to take one chord which is A major, and the notes are A, C sharp and E. So this chord A major is now being played in its root position. By root position, we identify it by the root note being at the lowest position or the leftmost point of the keyboard. And it's called the root position because it also defines the sound of the chord. The root note is what is where the sound begins, or the point of reference, you could say. So A major has these three notes. This is how it's played. However, you can also jumble the notes in some way and get the same sound of A major. And you can do it in a few ways, actually, quite a few of them. The by the book methods are, first of all, pushing the root note up an octave. So if you take the A note here, which was your root, you're now moving it there. So the chord becomes C sharp, E, and then A. And whenever the root note is in the top position, we call the inversion the first inversion. Okay. And moving forward, you can also keep your root note in the center, and this is said to be the second inversion. So root position identified with the root at the bottom, first inversion identified as the root on the topmost point, and second inversion identified as the root in the center of the chord. So you can do this for pretty much any other chord. If you take C minor, for example, root position, first inversion, second inversion, right? And that's about it. These are the chord inversions which you will normally come across. Along with doing that, you could also invert a chord in other ways. For example, you could play the root note, then play the fifth, and then play the third on the all the way on the top. And this is a nice big sound actually, and it's using a huge range. As you can see, it's more than an octave range. And the chord is also quite cleaner. So usually in the left hand, I prefer to play chords like this and not like that, or yeah, it's quite muddy, as you can probably hear. So in the left hand, I prefer this method. This you won't find this in music in piano books, but I think it's quite an effective way to play chords. And remember, the sound or the emotion of the chord will not change. A minor chord will still sound sad and a bit dark, major chord will still generally sound happy, positive, etc. So uh, hope you guys can learn something out of that tutorial. We now move on to the advantages of chord inversions.